Welcome back to my channel. Today we're diving into a topic that most men either overlook or misunderstand completely. Girls are wet when they show these 5 secret signs. Yes, you heard that right. These signs aren't just random, they are hidden messages rooted in female psychology, evolution, and emotional chemistry. Have you ever wondered how to decode the secret signals women send when they're truly into you? You've probably felt it before. That lingering look, that sudden touch, that moment when the room feels electric even though no one says a word. But here's the catch. Most men miss these signs altogether. Not because they're dumb, but because they've never been taught how to notice what women rarely say out loud. It's no secret that attraction is as much about subtle, unspoken behaviors as it is about chemistry. But here's the thing. Most men completely overlook these signs. They dismiss them as coincidence, friendliness, or just nothing. Today we're peeling back the curtain on female psychology to uncover the 5 secret signals that show when a woman is truly attracted to you. These aren't just random behaviors. They're deeply rooted in evolutionary psychology and emotional connection. Some of them are so subtle you might have noticed them before, but didn't fully understand what they meant. So stick around, because by the end of this video, you'll not only learn to recognize these signs, but you'll also understand the science behind them. Trust me, knowing these can change how you approach relationships forever. Now, why does this matter? Because understanding these signals isn't just about attraction, it's about fostering respect, building meaningful connections, and creating relationships based on mutual understanding, not games or manipulation. When you learn to pick up on these behaviors, you'll not only save yourself from heartbreak or misreading tone, you'll become the kind of man who responds with confidence, clarity, and authenticity, mixed signals, and that's rare and powerful. Before we dive in, let me ask you something. Have you ever had a moment where you felt like a woman was giving you mixed signals? One minute she's leaning in, fully engaged, the next she seems distant, distracted, or even cold. You're left thinking, what just happened? Was she even into me at all? Here's the reality. Women often communicate their attraction in ways that are non-verbal. And when you learn to read these cues, you unlock a whole new level of connection. Let's take it deeper now. Have you ever wondered why women are drawn to certain traits or behaviors while ignoring others that seem equally good on paper? The answer lies in evolutionary psychology. For centuries, women have been wired to seek out qualities that signal strength, stability, and emotional safety. And no, this doesn't mean being the biggest guy in the room or having a 6-figure income. Emotional triggers. This is about deeper traits: confidence, emotional awareness, attentiveness, leadership, reliability, the ability to hold space for her emotionally and mentally. Here's the fascinating part. While men often respond to visual cues like body shape, facial beauty, and posture, women are far more influenced by emotional and psychological triggers. So, what does that mean for you? It means that what truly matters to most women isn't the car you drive or the brand of your watch. It's how you make them feel. When a woman feels seen, heard, and valued, it activates a deep sense of emotional connection, one that goes beyond physical attraction into the realm of emotional bonding and trust. But here's where things get tricky. Attraction isn't always straightforward. Women often communicate interest through subtle behaviors, and missing these cues can lead to confusion, frustration, or missed opportunities. That's why understanding these signals is essential. When you can recognize the genuine eye contact, difference between genuine attraction and casual friendliness, You gain the confidence to act and avoid stepping into the friend zone, or worse, getting emotionally burned. The key: focus on patterns. One behavior on its own might not mean much, but when you see multiple signs aligning, that's when you know something deeper is going on. In a moment, we'll reveal the first of these 5 secret signs, and trust me, you won't want to miss it. Now, let's get into the first of the 5 secret signs. Women show when they're truly interested in you. Sign 1. Genuine eye contact. One of the most powerful signals a woman can give is through her eyes. Have you ever noticed her holding your gaze just a little longer than usual? Not a glance, not a polite look, but something more, something intentional, something that feels like it's piercing into you. Almost like time slows down for a second, genuine eye contact goes beyond a casual glance. It's prolonged, intentional, and often accompanied by subtle cues like dilated pupils, a softened gaze, and a warm, inviting expression. You might feel your heart rate shift. That's how powerful this signal can be. But why is this so significant? Because eye contact is one of the oldest forms of non-verbal communication. Before language ever existed, connection started with the eyes. Psychologically, it's linked to building intimacy, emotional safety, and deep trust. Emotional safety and deep trust. When a woman feels truly connected to you, mentally or emotionally, she's naturally drawn to make more eye contact. It's her subconscious way of saying, "I see you, and I want you to see me too." It's not just about interest, it's about vulnerability. When she locks eyes with you in that lingering electric way, she's giving you a moment of her emotional truth. Here's the practical tip. When you notice this sign, reciprocate with confidence. Hold her gaze. Not in a way that feels intense or overbearing, but with a relaxed, self-assured energy. Let your presence speak without words. Add a genuine smile, even a subtle one, to signal that you're engaged, safe, and tuned into her. Confidence is incredibly attractive, and your ability to meet her, gaze without hesitation, reinforces that connection. Here's a small secret. When you can look into a woman's eyes and hold the silence for just a beat longer than most men dare, you instantly stand out. Why? Because that moment feels real, and real is rare. But remember, this isn't about staring or making it weird. It's about creating a shared moment of understanding, a pause in the noise of the world that says, "I'm here. I see you." Now, let's move on to the second sign. Sign 2. Subtle touches. This is one of the most telling signs that a woman is drawn to you. Subtle touches can seem innocent on the surface, but they often carry much deeper meaning than you might think. Maybe she lightly brushes her hand against yours during a conversation. Subtle touches. Touches your arm to emphasize a point, or places her hand on your shoulder while laughing at your joke. These gestures might seem small, even accidental, but trust me, they're not. They're intentional. They're emotionally loaded, and they signal comfort, interest, and a desire for closeness. From a psychological perspective, physical touch is one of the most powerful forms of communication. It often bypasses logic and speaks directly to the emotional core. Touch activates the oxytocin response, the bonding hormone. And for women, it's often an unconscious way to bridge the gap between emotional attraction and physical intimacy. So, when a woman feels truly comfortable and safe around you, touch becomes her way of inviting you closer, of testing the how to handle it, emotional waters to see how you'll respond. Here's how you handle it. When you notice these subtle touches, reciprocate appropriately. That doesn't mean immediately escalating physical contact. It means mirroring her energy in a way that feels natural and respectful. For example, if she touches your arm while talking, you might gently tap her shoulder when making a point or sharing a joke. It's not about seduction. It's about signaling that you're on the same emotional wavelength. The key: stay within her comfort zone while demonstrating that you're attuned to her signals. Subtlety beats force. Presence beats pressure. What you don't. The key want to do is overthink or overreact. Don't suddenly stiffen up or freeze. Don't pull away out of fear, and definitely don't go too far too fast. Keep it natural. Let the connection develop organically. By paying attention to these small but meaningful gestures, you show her that you're not just physically present, you're emotionally awake. That's rare and that's unforgettable. The third sign is all about how she engages with you during a conversation. Pay attention to the little things. Is she leaning in when you talk? Does she nod in agreement or mirror your gestures? Maybe she's asking thoughtful follow-up questions or laughing at your jokes a little longer than usual, even when the joke isn't that great. These are all signs of active listening and genuine interest. And here's why this matters. Women often show their attraction by giving their full attention to someone they're drawn to. In a world filled with distractions, phones, noise, endless scrolling, giving full attention, someone your full attention is like handing them gold. From a psychological standpoint, this behavior is rooted in the desire to connect emotionally and intellectually. When a woman prioritizes what you're saying, she's subtly communicating that she values your thoughts, that your mind matters to her, and that she wants to keep that connection alive. Think about it. We give our attention to what we care about. So, if she's tuning in, responding deeply, remembering what you say, it means you've made a real impact. So, how do you keep that connection alive? The key is to reciprocate her engagement. Don't zone out. Don't look at your phone. Don't half listen. Be present. Show her you're not just hearing her words, you're actually understanding her. Lean in slightly when she speaks. Maintain eye contact. Respond thoughtfully, not with generic phrases like cool or nice, but with real reflections on what she's saying. Avoid rushing to dominate the conversation. Instead, ask open-ended questions that invite her to share more about herself. Lean in. It could be something as simple as, "That's interesting. What made you feel that way?" Or, "Has that always been important to you?" By showing you're as invested in the dialogue as she is, you create a dynamic where mutual interest doesn't just survive, it thrives. And let's be real, that kind of connection, that's what builds long-term intimacy. That's what separates you from every other guy she's ever talked to. The fourth sign is playful teasing or flirting. And this is where things start to get fun. If she's cracking light-hearted jokes, playfully challenging you, or even mock arguing about something trivial, you've likely caught her attention. But here's the truth most men miss. Flirting isn't always about seduction. It's about safety. It's about building a playground for emotional connection. Playful teasing. When a woman teases you in a warm, light-hearted way, she's testing your emotional intelligence. She's checking. Can he laugh at himself? Can he stay confident without being defensive? Can we have fun together without pressure? From a psychological perspective, playful teasing helps establish rapport and build a unique bond. It signals that she feels safe enough to drop her guard. Let loose and enjoy the moment. And that's not something women do with just anyone. When you notice this behavior, here's what to do. Respond with humor and confidence. Match her energy. Don't try to one-up her. Don't turn it into a competition. And please don't get sensitive or offended. For example, if she teases you about your music taste, laugh it off and tease her back with, well, someone clearly doesn't appreciate genius. With a wink and a grin, the goal is to keep the interaction positive, fun, and effortless. One thing to avoid, taking her teasing too seriously. If she jokes about something, don't start explaining yourself defensively or act insulted. Instead, roll with the playful tone and use it as an opportunity to show off your charisma and emotional control. Because here's the thing, when you meet her playful energy with ease, confidence, and wit, you show her you're the kind of man who can make her feel safe and entertained. A man who gets her humor and enhances it, and that's incredibly attractive. Sign 5. Prioritizing time with you. When a woman genuinely likes you, she makes time for you. No matter how packed her schedule may be, no matter how hectic her day has been, she finds a way to connect. It might be as simple as agreeing to meet for coffee, suggesting plans for the weekend, or carving out time for a quick chat amidst her busy day. These actions may look casual from the outside, but don't underestimate them, because these moments are never random. They're a choice. And when she chooses to spend that time with you, it shows something powerful. She's prioritizing you. Even when life is pulling her in 100 different directions, why does this matter? Because time is one of the most valuable resources we have. We guard it, we protect it, and we rarely offer it to people who don't matter to us. So when she chooses to spend hers with you, it's a clear indicator that she sees you as someone worth investing in emotionally, mentally, and maybe even romantically. From a psychological lens, this reflects more than just interest. It reflects intent. It shows that she's open to building a deeper connection, that she wants to weave you into her world, not just share surface-level moments. People rarely go out of their way for someone they don't care about. And in a society where everyone is busy, distracted, and overbooked, choosing to spend time with someone becomes the purest form of emotional currency. So, how should you respond? First, acknowledge and appreciate her effort. A simple, "Hey, I really appreciate you making time for me," goes a long way. It shows gratitude, it shows awareness, and it tells her without saying too much that you don't take her presence for granted. Then reciprocate. Make her feel like the time she spends with you is valuable, not wasted. That when she invests in you, she gets more than just attention. She gets presence, connection, and emotional safety. When you're with her, be present. Don't check your phone. Don't let your mind wander. Don't treat it like just another hangout, because if she's prioritizing you and you don't reflect that energy back, you risk losing something rare. Relationships thrive on mutual effort, and recognizing this sign, even if it seems simple, allows you to foster a stronger, more genuine connection. So pay attention the next time she says, "Let's grab a coffee before work." Or, "I only have 20 minutes, but I wanted to see you." That's not convenience, that's intention. That's her saying, "You matter more than my comfort zone." And in today's world, that's one of the clearest signs of genuine attraction there is. Now, before we close out, let's talk about something just as important: the common misinterpretations of female behavior. Not every action that seems like interest is genuine attraction. It's important to distinguish between polite gestures and authentic signals. For example, a forced smile, a generic compliment, or short, polite responses. They might seem warm, but in truth, they might just be her way of being courteous, not her way of saying she's into you. Context is everything. A genuine smile paired with prolonged eye contact and an engaged conversation, that's a good sign. But a smile with no emotional follow-through, no eye contact, no curiosity, might simply be her being friendly or polite, nothing more. Reading the situation holistically is the key to avoiding missteps. Don't zoom in on one behavior and base your whole assumption on that. Look for patterns, look for consistency. And here's a big tip, one that can save you a lot of stress. Avoid over-analyzing. Constantly dissecting her, every move, word, or glance will only make you anxious. It turns connection into a calculation. And attraction. Attraction doesn't live in calculations. It lives in energy, presence, and authenticity. Instead of spinning your wheels, try this. Stay confident. Stay open. Stay grounded. And if you're genuinely unsure about her intentions, don't be afraid to ask. Something as simple as, I feel like we get along really well. Like, what do you think? Can open the door to honest connection, without games, without confusion, and most importantly, without wasting anyone's time. So, now that you've seen the signs, the lingering eye contact, the subtle, almost accidental touch, the way she leans in and listens like every word matters, the teasing, the time, how to respond. The question is, how do you respond? Here's the answer. Confidence is your best ally. When you spot these signs, don't hesitate or second-guess yourself. Don't freeze up. Don't shrink away or question your worth, because what she's really looking for is how you carry yourself when the moment is real. Respond naturally. Show that you're self-assured without being arrogant. She doesn't want to show. She doesn't need bravado. She just wants presence. Someone real enough to hold space with her without needing to perform. Attraction thrives in authenticity, not in pretending to be someone else. So relax. Let your true self shine through. When the moment feels right, take the next step. Whether it's asking her out, suggesting a shared activity, or simply expressing your interest in a respectful, straightforward way, let it be honest, let it be grounded, let it be you. Because women aren't looking for perfection, they're looking for connection. And connection starts when a man can lead with honesty, clarity, and confidence. To recap, the 5 secret signs women show when they're truly interested are 1. Genuine eye contact. Not just looking at you, but looking into you. True subtle touches, light, intentional, and always loaded with meaning. First, active listening, engaged body language, curiosity and emotional presence, or playful teasing. Testing emotional safety while building flirtatious tension for prioritizing time with you. The clearest investment of her energy and intention. These behaviors are subtle yet powerful, indicators of attraction. They speak volumes even when no words are said. And learning to recognize them doesn't just help you navigate dating. It helps you build deeper, more meaningful relationships, ones that are based on mutual understanding, emotional connection, and respect. Now it's your turn to take action. Start paying attention to these signs in your interactions, not with a microscope, but with calm awareness. Use what you've learned to build connections that matter. Because here's the truth. You don't need to chase validation. When you become the kind of man who listens, who leads with clarity, who respects boundaries and recognizes emotional nuance, you attract the kind of woman who's looking for something real. So the next time you're with her, whether it's a date, a random coffee, or a late-night text, notice her eyes, notice her energy, notice if she's making space in her life for you. And when the signs are there, lean in with confidence, with honesty, with presence. If you found value in this video, drop a comment below and share your thoughts or personal experiences. Which of these signs have you noticed before? But maybe didn't recognize for what they were? Let's start a real conversation in the comments. And don't forget to like, subscribe, and hit the notification bell so you never miss out on more insightful content about relationships, psychology, and emotional mastery. Thank you for watching, and we'll see you in the next video. Stay sharp, stay grounded, and remember, the right connection doesn't need to be forced. It just needs to be noticed.